Welcome to Ophiuchus Tarot. We are back again with another channel message for the collective. But before we jump right in and get started, I just want to take a moment, say hi, and welcome to new subscribers. I am so happy to have you on board with us. Thank you for becoming part of the Ophiuchus tribe. As always, it is an absolute honor and blessing to read for each and every single one of you. That being said, we're going to jump in. We've got a new deck today. I don't know what it's going to bring, but I feel like it's the right time to use it. So let's hop in and see what Spirit has in store for you all today. As always, I ask for the most important story to step forward through Spirit. So let's see. What do we need to know? What does the collective need to know about that? Recalling memories, missing someone, and reminiscing. Somebody's missing you, collective. A frenemy. You know, I do get the feeling that this someone did you wrong. They did you dirty. I don't know if that was their intention, but I feel like inadvertently it happened. I don't feel like this person is a bad person, but I just feel like to you, they weren't the best. They weren't the best version of themselves. They didn't have a chance to give you that. I feel like there is a good amount of regret because they didn't. Toxic masculinity, pride, meeting manly expectations. So this could be a masculine or someone standing in their masculine energy. I feel like there was too much pride, too much ego. And I feel like after they made the mistakes that they made, they felt like they couldn't circle back around and give you what you actually deserved. So like I said, whether masculine, feminine, doesn't matter, or male and female, doesn't matter. It is just, in fact, the energy. Detective, snooping, digging for dirt, accusations. You know, I do feel like this person is snooping, digging for dirt on your life, trying to see where you are, who you're with, what you're up to. I don't know if they're just not getting much. I don't know if you've pulled yourself back as far as, I want to say you might not be off of the platforms entirely, but what I do feel is that you've stopped posting more personal things, to where it's like you can allude to the fact that you're doing well, but you don't have to say how well you're actually doing, right? It's like you give it just enough to make people feel connected to you, which is, you know, I hear it's an art form. So there's a little bit of that going on here. So this person's not getting, they do feel lost without your energy. I don't know if this person was in your energy and then they did you wrong. It's like they had become a friend or maybe a potential lover. I just feel like this could have been a family member. But I just, with that frenemy card, this is not someone who had your best interest at heart. They were only thinking about themselves with the things that they did. Lipstick evidence. This person could have been playing the field, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing the field, but if you're playing the field while you have told someone that you're going to be faithful, there is a wrong in that, right? There's definitely a wrong in that. And I feel like this might be one of those types of situations. It was fun for this person to try and cheat. It was fun for them to try and have their cake and eat it too, right? But it wasn't fun when you found out, and it wasn't fun when you kicked them out of your energy, and it wasn't fun when they couldn't find a way back to you, right? So they had their fun, but it was short-lived is what I hear. The squad. Reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. You know, I feel like there are a lot of people around you who would probably, the people that love you would advise you to try and steer clear of this person. I feel like if they're coming back in, they may come back in with an apology, but, you know, apology doesn't excuse the bad behavior or what it caused. It can be the closing of a chapter, but it, you know, you don't have to reopen the door. Apology doesn't mean, okay, I forgive you, here, come back in and do the same things you did before, or maybe not, right? It really doesn't equal up to that. So I want to say, yeah, We have tiptoeing, avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. I feel like they're doing this in a lot of different ways. One, I feel like they're spying on you social media wise. They could be kind of driving past your house to see if there are any new cars there, new trucks there, right? New people visiting. They may look for, like if you're at a certain place or you've been to a certain place, maybe what you might have been doing there. I just feel like they're trying to get any bit of information that they can on you. Like I said, I don't think that this person is a bad person, but I feel like they made really crappy mistakes. And I feel like, you know, I do feel like my heart almost hurts for this person. I know that sounds odd, but I feel like at the heart of them, they really do wish they would have done things differently. Losing you was something significant, and maybe they tried to lie to themselves and tell them that it wasn't that way, but they know deep down that it was, that you are a great loss. Your energy, your effort, your love is a loss when it's gone, right? They may feel chained, or they may have been chained to, I feel like, one, they feel chained to your energy now because they want to fix things. And they feel like, you know, you might be their only chance at a really healthy future. So I'm getting that as well. It's like the others that they picked to jump around to, I feel like they didn't mean anything, but I feel like when it comes down to it, push comes to shove, you meant something. And they didn't want you to, but that didn't negate the fact that you did mean something, right? That's what I'm getting here. And I feel like they could have been chained to toxic habits, unhealthy attachments, weighed down by ego and pride, and it's wanting to look a certain way, wanting to appear a certain way. I feel like they thought you were going to fall in line like the rest, that you would chase them, that you would give them the type of energy that they wanted from you without giving anything in return. And when it comes down to it, you weren't going to do that, right? You look for reciprocity, you look for something more. And if someone's not giving you that, as a healthy person, as a healthy soul, you cut that out, you cut that short, right? You step away. You know what's healthy for you, and you're not going to sit through something that doesn't do that. And I feel like they've realized that, that you have healthy respect and boundaries for yourself. You love yourself, and you're not going to subject yourself to anything that doesn't resonate with you, right? Not for anyone. And I feel like, and I want to say it's not just for them. They know it's just not for anybody, right? Brick wall. They may have tried to reach out already, but I want to say it's in a roundabout way. I want to say it's in a halfway kind of way. It was like dipping a toe in and testing the water. It's like, I hear, come on in, the water's fine, but they're afraid to dive in. And I feel like that was the problem in the first place. They were afraid to be very authentic, very open, very honest. Because I feel like if they were, you would see what they perceive in themselves as flaws, right? You would probably look at that and say, okay, normal everyday things. Everybody feels that way sometimes. Like, I feel like you could have been more loving, kind, and compassionate to this person than they ever could with themselves. And I feel like that's where the problem came in. It wasn't what you were giving, how you were giving. I feel like all of that was on point and perfect. It was just that this person, you were trying to pour into hands that weren't ready for you yet. Now, I don't know if this person has done some learning in between. This is a vibrational timeline. All of the readings that I put out here are on a vibrational timeline. You could have the top of the energy where everything is kind of happening just as it's coming out here. You could have lesser energies, so it kind of makes sense as to what's going on here for you. And then there's the timeline. It's like, where are you? Are you at the beginning of this, the middle of this, or the end of this? That's kind of what I'm getting. You can be anywhere in the energy, so kind of get in where you fit in for yourself. These are, as always, general. But I do feel like, let's see, swept up. You know, I feel like they just got caught up in the energy. They just got caught up in the flow of feeling like, I heard Mr. Macho Man or Mrs., you know, It Girl. It's like, I don't know. They just felt like, you know, in order to get the type of lifestyle that they wanted, they had to act a certain way. But I feel like it was what do I want to say? How do I want to, the poor man's version of strength. Does that make sense to you? It's like a projection of what you in your toxic masculinity, whether masculine or feminine, think that power looks like, how one should act when they're in power, and taking that assumption and embodying it and flashing it out for the world to, I wanted to say choke on. I feel like it was very toxic, this person's view of how they had to be to impress others or to embody that powerful energy. I feel like it comes from this person feeling very weak or like they couldn't accomplish in their life or they couldn't stand out. I just feel like this person didn't know the right ways to do things. They, look, everybody here is on a learning and growing journey. So I don't want to say, like I said, I don't feel like this person's a bad person. I just kind of feel like they didn't know any better. They didn't know until they know. Chemistry, intense passion, things are heating up. I heard they're having nightmares about you being passionate with someone else or finding someone else. It's like, and it's not even that they don't have the love to give you. I feel like they do. They were just afraid to share it. And I'm not saying this is so you should pause or not go towards someone else. I would never say that. If you feel something is right for you and you want to jump on in there, you do that. You all have your own free will. I am just the reader. I just let you know what is coming so you can make a well-informed decision about what you want for yourself. It's never my decision. Just giving you the clarity here out on the board. So I just feel like this person, they're going to be sad about it. They're going to be sad if they lose you, if they don't get another chance. I feel like you're not even thinking about this person, but you may have flashes of them here and there. Again, I get the energy that this person is very much trying to entangle themselves in your energy. If they know you're sensitive, they may be trying to play that to their own advantage. Pretty slick, right? Let's see, numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior. This could have been the story of where they were when they came in your direction in the beginning, why they kind of, I wanted to say add to the sadness of their own story. This person does have a sob story that they would bring with them if they come back into your energy. And I'm not even saying that it's a fake sob story. I feel like a lot of it is real, but a lot of it is trouble that they caused because they didn't get the help that they needed in that time, right? They just kind of went barreling down a track. And I feel like, I hear jet propelled, but no brakes. So it's like they just didn't know how to stop themselves or that it was even something they were supposed to do. I just kind of feel like they thought that's the way everybody goes about it. Everybody puts on the mask. Everybody goes out there and shows this fantastical version of self that is not the truth of what they're feeling or who they want to be, right? I feel like the numbing, maybe with substances for some, could have been too much drink, could have been too many other substances, right? I wanted to say legal and illegal, right? Just too much numbing going on there. And I feel like because they numbed out their own emotions, I don't think they realized they were wrong until they sobered up, for some of you as well. We have that cuffing season, single and ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt. They might feel like this is where you are. I don't know if it is or not, but they may feel like this is the type of energy that you're embodying right now. You're single, you're ready to mingle. You've put it out there that, you might be looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right. And I feel like you're the type to look for Mr. or Mrs. Right, not Mr. or Mrs. Right now. And I feel like that makes a difference in this person's mind as well. I feel like this person is even willing to be a sneaky link for you, just to have you back in their energy. So that kind of lets me know where they are vibrationally. It's like they're still not quite there. I just feel like they're just not. They're willing to have you any way that they can, even if it's in a toxic way. Lift off. Fast action, progression, forward. The wait is over. Dirty money. I don't know. I feel like this person may have a lot of different reasons as to why they're coming in your direction. One could be pure physical attraction. The other could be you look like a healthy option and they know that you're not chasing them anymore, and so they want you even more. It's because they didn't get to tell you no. You told them no, right? And that makes a difference. They have to win. So there is some ego still involved here. As far as monetarily, you may be doing well, and by well I mean you may be stable. You may have a little bit of spending cash. You may have some money saved up for a vacation, right, for you and your family, or for a couple fun days out in the summer, right? But to this person, your stability and what you're creating yourself looks awfully good. I don't know if they're trying to progress something very, very quickly with you in hopes of acquiring your monetary support very quickly. I don't know if they're in a pinch or in a bind. Some of them can be. Roller coaster. I want to say full of emotions, hot, cold type of energy. They may have given you that in the past. It's like giving you just enough to pull you back in. I just feel like this person has not really made very many changes to who they are as a person. This might be the type of soul that teaches you that lesson. You know that lesson, the one that this is what it looks like if you don't grow and expand. That lesson. The one where you're like, wow, I'm miles from where I've been, but they're still stuck running in place, right? And I feel like maybe at one point the two of you were neck and neck trying to get somewhere in life, right? Not that you were competing, but just trying to get ahead. And I feel like the way that you did, you put in the healthy work. You did the healing work. You put yourself in alignment with the things that you deserve. You set those healthy boundaries, right? This person never dove in and tried to heal themselves. They just kept trying to move forward without doing the work. And I feel like in some instances, it maybe panned out a little bit for them here and there. I just feel like this person jumps from person to person to person. It's like if you look like a grand opportunity, they're there, right? And I'm not saying that this, like I said, that this person doesn't have a heart. I feel like they do. They just choose not to use it. They choose not to engage in. I feel like they just realize that they would feel bad about themselves every time they kind of fall into their heart space. It's a woe is me. It's not really so much of what I've done to other people. I don't feel like they can even see past their own hurts. So it's nothing like they just tried to hurt you. I feel like they were just looking for a new opportunity to feel whole, to feel happy without actually putting in the work, because I feel like it's not that they're too lazy. They just don't have it in them. I don't know, it's like they're too sad to even try. Party animal. We have physical, body to body, drugs, alcohol, surface pleasures, and I feel like that's the type of energy. We've got supersize me too, so it's like overindulgence in, I want to say, fun or party habits, right? And I feel like they may have even knocked somebody up, got somebody pregnant. They may be a father or a mother, and I feel like that's not main priority like it should be. They may not have the opportunity to be around their children because of their ways, which is very sad for everybody involved. Very sad. I feel like if they were tuned in or tapped into their emotions, they would feel very, very bad about that. right? But I feel like this person does as much as they possibly can not to connect there because it just gets them down, right? They keep it moving and they jump into this type of energy. And I feel like here you are celebrating new things. Now, you may not have graduated from college, or you might have in the meantime, but I do feel like there have been a lot of leveling up and expansion and growth in your life. I do feel like this person's looking for a free ride, but they wouldn't look at it as if that's what it is. I feel like they would just say, this looks good for me. But I feel like deep down, if they really kind of looked at the whole situation, they would realize that they were just looking for a step up or somebody to tide them over to the next, someone's coattails to hang on to just to get them through the next couple steps in the journey, right? They might invite you out and try to wine and dine you. They might try to come across as the person that you want them to be. So I want to say, take things slow. This person's not accustomed to that. They want it very, very quickly. And if you're not giving this person what they need, somebody else will give them the right now that they're looking for. And I almost kind of feel like that's the safest way to keep yourself out of this predicament. Because if you're moving slow, you're taking it slow, it's like, oh, this was only the first date. I look forward to the next. We'll talk more then, right? This person's going to be like, wait a minute. You're not just going to adopt me after this. You're not just going to say I can live with you, or I can, you know what I mean? I just feel like the way that slow movement would work would be to turn this person off. They wouldn't be getting what they want quick enough for them. They look for an easy target. And if you don't kind of show up to be the easy target, this person's going to give up very quickly. So that might be another way to kind of save yourself. Yeah, my boo. Yeah. They may give you like little pet names straight out the gate. Try to really form that thick connection when there's not enough kind of time behind it. It's like this kind of thing would come with, you know, maybe a few months of dating and getting to know each other. You know, you have your inside jokes by then. And I feel like this person would try to kind of come up or formulate that from like the jump, right? Like I said, I don't think they realize how toxic the way that they move is. I feel like your lucky break is here for you, because I feel like if you're watching this and you're seeing this ahead of time, this is going to help you kind of sidestep this craziness, because I feel like this is a situation that you don't need to experience twice. But it is entirely up to you if you choose to entertain it. Spirit's advice is, if you choose to entertain it, you really have to know where it's going to go. I get it. No judgment here, right? You really have to know. Maybe you really cared about this person. You really wanted something with them. Take it slow. Spirit's advice, take it slow, because if they get riled up and they make you feel like you have to rush into something, I feel like that's your key. That's your red flag, right? And I feel like Spirit's just saying, you know, yeah. I feel like this person won't be able to give you the heart-to-heart, the deep conversations, the compassion and the kindness and the apology, I want to say, that you deserve. So, yeah, this person is karmic. I am going to cut it here. They may even come towards you as like a rebound. It's like, oh, I know that person was into me. Let me just go back that way. They were offering something, and I had my fun over here, and I'm done with this now. Yeah, I hear person to person to person. I just feel like that's how this person is. Look, a new boo every other day. It's like they've got a new person. And I feel like you're soon to actually have a new person in your life as well. If you, I want to say, keep that space clear for the right person. I do want to say the right person will be ready to come in soon. So you don't have to take this for fear that nobody else is coming. I don't feel like that's the case at all. I feel like you're doing really well, or you're on your way there. And because you're shining, you're attracting... Oh, no, we don't knock angels down around here. they just have that come back around energy. It's like they want to be in your energy. You made them feel good, right? So you're going to attract both the butterflies and the moths. I think I even said that yesterday. It's the same type of energy, but this person's really trying to go there, is what I hear. So, all right. Your initials, their initials, any other messages that may channel through here. Let's see what we've got. All right, we've got one standing. We have an N, first, middle, last name. That N comes out a lot. Yeah, like I said, you, them, could be. All right, let's see what we've got here. I hear SOS. Yeah, this person may come in like you need to save me type energy. They're always looking for someone to maybe save them, or they're coming from a situation where I do get, for some, I get that narcissistic energy. It's like I tell tall tales about how I was wronged when in reality they were the ones that were doing all of that toxic craziness for someone else. I hear they dug their own grave. So it's like, I feel like, you know, they do that. They wear out their welcome with everyone because they're choosing not to grow. Again, yeah, that I hear that's the kind of person, the person who wears out their welcome. And I feel like, unfortunately, if you know, you'll know. Yeah, this person is, I want to say, extremely promiscuous. They utilize that as a tool to kind of lock in somewhere. I feel like it doesn't go past body to body. It doesn't ever really truly hit the heart space. They can only love you as deeply as they've met themselves. And I feel like this person is only comfortable with swimming the surface. So they may have more love for you than they do for others, but I feel like it's ever so slight. It's ever so slight because they don't really understand what love is. It's not, I want to say it's not born out of necessity. It's just given freely, and they don't understand that. It's not, they're not even anywhere near learning that portion of it yet, right? Like I said, we're all here on a learning and growing journey. I feel like it's a shame. I feel bad because I feel like this person, it's like, I don't know if I'm standing in your shoes, but it's like we could have had something amazing. It's like we could have really gone somewhere. It's like you saw the potential in someone and they couldn't see it in themselves, right? And sometimes that really, really hurts. So I get it. Big hugs to you, collective, if you're seeing that, because it's like, I can see who you can be. It's like you have the potential to be just about anyone and go as far as you can go in this lifetime, right? Racing forward. But I feel like instead you have to keep tugging them along because they're not putting in the effort. You may have really tried to tug them along with you in life for a while. I feel like it just didn't pan out. I hear sorrow. So there is a bit of sorrow in this, and I feel like it's probably on both sides. I feel like this person's feeling sorry for themselves because, you know, they messed up the opportunity. They'll never tell you that, of course. They'll find a way to kind of point a finger at you. It's like, well, you did this, and that's why we couldn't be there, right? I feel like this person's just not ready. Just not ready for someone like you, collective. Just not ready yet. Maybe if they do the work down the line and you're still available and you want to give that another go, that's always up to you. But I feel like right now, this person is still kind of stuck. I hear stuck in their shenanigans. I hear if I'll shenan once, I'll shenan again. So it's like this person just, you know, and I hear right behind your back. So always looking for the next best thing. Is this person a soulmate? Yes. Are they a high-level soulmate? Not really so much. We've got the green marble. This is the one that is a little foggy. Can't really see very clearly when that energy comes in. It does give me snake-like energy. So growth is required, and they're kind of still doing things with low-lying toxic negative energy. They're not quite ready to shed that skin. They're wearing the mask still. Spirit saying the mask is still in place. So be forewarned is what I hear. The person that they'll present themselves, if you haven't seen this person in a while and they come on back in, they may present themselves in a different way than they did before, but I feel like it is in fact a show. They've just gotten better at putting on the show. So do take your time. I feel like that is the antidote to this whole situation. Take your time, one little step after another. And if they care about you, they'll walk with you, right? They don't mind taking the time if they know you're both going in the same direction, right? Okay, we've got this resilient starfish. So again, you're shining, you bring in a lot of energy, you've been very resilient, and I feel like they know you have this big, beautiful heart that kind of encompasses everyone. It's like if you love them once, you'll love them still. That's just the type of person you are. Yeah, they're trying to blend into the surroundings. They might try to meet up with you at places that they, it's like if you post up where you were, it's like you went out somewhere, you showed that you love this one place, you gave it a great review, you were raving about it, amazing food, great atmosphere, right? They might think, okay, well, that's where I'm going to frequent, because if they liked it enough, they're going to go back. And it's like, maybe if I kind of create a scene there for myself, when they show up, they'll see me, right? And I'll look good in that lighting, right? It's like, oh, we like the same things, right? I just feel like they're being very strategic about how they're going to. I'm seeing the King of Swords in my mind in reverse, and also the King of Wands in reverse. So it's like, I just feel like that's the type of energy, whether masculine or feminine, that this person is carrying right now. Not the best. Yeah, I heard trying to make themselves look affluent, or it's like wealthy in life. And I don't just mean monetarily. I mean, they have it all. They might be projecting that as well. Yeah, I hear projecting it, but not working towards it. Okay. Collective. I'm so sorry. But this has to come out, and it is a bit of a warning, but I feel like, you know, I know you, collective, you set those healthy boundaries for yourself. You believe in reciprocity. You know you don't have to jump in and overly pour into something. You can take your time with it and really expand and explore it. If someone is really interested in you, they're going to be very mindful of the pace you and them they want to keep together, and it doesn't have to rush. Love doesn't rush, right? So I feel like you know that, and that will be, I hear your saving grace. So you won't have to go through this type of situation, I want to say, for a second time. You learned the lesson once, you don't need to learn it again. Spirit is giving you the opportunity to see it for what it is. All right, collective, that is what I have for you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to become part of this Ophiuchus tribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.